Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the greatest time of the day. From the center of the universe, New York City, it's the main event you've been waiting for. It's time to go in the cage with Cyclone.
And from the great Paradise Studios in the lovely Massapequa, Long Island, your Messiah has come home to roost. Like the roosters, cock-a-doodle-doo to you. Guys, the weather. Ay, the hot weather came back. What DF? Seriously, I hate it. I'd rather vote Democrat while eating tofu as I climb a flight of stairs than deal with this stupid hot weather. It's so humid. I'm telling you, I am going to do the Valentina Shevchenko, Stipe Miocic dance when the cold weather comes back. I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it. Wow. My eyesight, as you can tell, is starting to go down because I'm wearing these things again. Have an appointment with the eye doctor. Probably going to tell me I'm going blind completely tomorrow. But it happens. I'm old. It was a crazy personal weekend for me. I hope it was much better for you because you don't want the weekend that I had. Too much controversy. Although, I did buy new Reebok sneakers that I'm wearing right now. And they fit in the store. I get home and suddenly they're 3 sizes too big. I'm walking around and my feet are flopping out of my sneakers. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe stuff them with socks. I don't know. But just some quick wrestling notes for you guys. I don't know about you guys, but me personally, Sasha Banks with blue hair, dang. I mean, she's had other color hair before, but Sasha Banks with the blue hair is the hottest version of Sasha Banks. Now, what she did to Natalya, what she did to Becky Lynch, I don't know, but here's the thing. I can't return sneakers I've already worn all weekend long, Susan. Besides, I don't have the box anymore. But like I was saying, what Sasha did to Natalya and Becky, I don't know. Although it sets up great storylines for the future, and as we can now see, obviously Sasha is not going to AEW. She's now cemented herself back officially full capacity in the WWE. But some more AEW news. LAX, who I hope to maybe one day soon have in the 2 chairs, or a chair and a chair, and 2 chairs there, 2 chairs, I don't know. But I'm finger crossing having LAX on the show. They are no longer part of Impact Wrestling. There is a huge interest from AEW and LAX. Obviously, they next to the young Bucks, they gotta be the second hottest tag team in all of wrestling. And the fact that I know LAX back when they were EYFBO in Staten Island and Warriors of Wrestling puts a smile on my face that I know these guys when they were nothing. Sort of like I know somebody coming up on the Bellator card in Bridgeport because he happened to fight in Jackhammer Promotions. Well, even though I'd rather not discuss them, I actually called Alpha Tori's fight at their 10th anniversary card. But he is good. I'm telling you, Alpha Tori is an MMA fighter you guys are going to want to keep your eyes on, if you have glasses or not. I didn't know you liked wrestling, Susan. Wow. You learn something new every day. And now I've learned this. You like wrestling. Wow. Who would have known? Who would have thunk it? Not this guy. Let's see. What's this? Okay, that's nothing. And speaking of AEW, we're going to keep on AEWing this thing. AEW has announced 2 other cards, and they're going to be going to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as I like to call them, on October 23rd. And then on the 30th, they are in West Virginia. Now, I had a discussion earlier today with somebody on why they are not announcing anything in New York. And that is because, most of you don't know this, when an organization, when a combat sports comes into New York, you have to pay the commissions, you have to pay insurance, you got to do a lot of palm greasing to people higher up in the food chain. And it averages out to $1.27 million per fighter, which is one of the reasons why it took a while for Bellator to finally come into New York after the UFC. It's a reason why a lot of boxing cards don't really do New York. It's the reason why WWE doesn't really do New York too much anymore either. It's just cheaper to go other places. Other commissions, other sanctioning bodies don't want the money that New York does. New York, hand out, put it in the hand. So that's my wrestling rant. Nice, quick, get it out of the way. And we're going to a whole bunch more to cover. We got obviously so much MMA stuff. We got some boxing stuff to do when we come back. I need you guys to click share. Susan, click share. Everyone else, Jay Christopher, lives do matter. Your life matters. Mine, I don't know about that, but click share. Everyone watching, I need you to click share. It's really, really simple. You take a finger, I don't care which one, or you could take a toe if you're that talented, and just hit the share button. Do it for me. It's a simple, easy favor I ask of you. Thank you. Check out CycloneComedy.com because it's still hot weather out. You're going to want a t-shirt. EffectiveAggression.com has the best shirts, the best hats out there, as well as the best autographed gloves you can buy. I know because I got a lot of them. So go buy a gift for somebody you like. Get a gift for somebody you don't like. Buying gifts is a good deed, and it gets you into heaven. Check out CycloneComedy.com and hit me up if you'd like to be a sponsor on the show because we are going very, very far now. Lots of places wanting to air the show. More eyes, more ears on you. So hit me up for sponsorship because I have great deals for you. And we're going to kick it all off with the sweet science right after this.
This is Frank Edgar.
This is the Barbarian Tim Bosch.
I'm World Series of Fighting undefeated lightweight champion Justin Gaethje.
MMA legend, UFC Hall of Famer, Iceman. Check it out. If you got the guts, step in the cage with Cyclone.
Alrighty, Frankie Love, my man. I'd love to hear what's your opinion on the blue-haired Miss Sasha Banks. Like I said, I like her better with blue hair than any other hair, and it's not because I actually like blueberries. I actually like her. Anyways, let's get into the sweet science. Andy Ruiz, as of August 19th at 7:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, still says he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia to fight AJ. Guess what, Mr. Ruiz? You signed a contract. Technically speaking, if it was up to me and if it was up to AJ and if it was up to Eddie Hearn, your ass would be fighting in Wembley Stadium in the UK. That's where it should be. Look, I'm not going to get into the political game. You guys know. She does not look like the blue meanie, you meanie you. You're the meanie. No. She looks hot. Hot. Anyways. Andy, you signed a contract. You're going to Saudi Arabia, all right? That's where you're fighting AJ. If you believe you can take him out and it wasn't lucky, then it shouldn't matter where you fight him next. Now, an offshoot of this fight is the IBF. The brilliant freaking minds at the IBF have struck again. They have named their mandatory challenger for their title as Kubra Pulev, who, if you guys don't know, was suspended by the WBF because he kissed female reporter Jennifer Ravallo, the world famous, or as I like to call her, world infamous, feminist lawyer Gloria Aldred got involved, and he had to pay restitutions, and he was suspended, and he had to go to classes that you shouldn't go up to women and kiss them. Look, to quote Max Holloway, it is what it is, right? But he is their mandatory challenger for whoever wins, whether it be AJ or Ruiz. It's an interesting matchup because I think Pulev can actually beat Andy Ruiz. I don't know if he could beat AJ. Now, yeah, AJ might be slipping a little bit in a mental game, but you don't know. And an offshoot of that situation is, and you know what? I'm going to set this up the right way. Can we put up that little image I have? There you see a younger Floyd Mayweather back when he was pretty boy Floyd and a very young picture of Manny Pacquiao. Go down the numbers, all right? Every number favors Manny. Straight down the line, clean sweep, okay? Except for one number. One number almost basically outweighs everything Manny does. All of Manny's numbers basically get offset by the one spot where Floyd Mayweather has a monstrous advantage. And that's when it comes to making money. Because as we know, money makes the world go round, has nothing to do with like nature or gravity. It's money. Money makes the world go round. Not the ozone, not anything else, not some god. It's moolah. And I don't mean the fabulous moolah, but look, Floyd is now saying, and I can't believe I'm about to report it, but Floyd is saying he wants the rematch with Manny Pacquiao. Can't these old guys stay freaking retired? I don't need to see this. Look, only reason why Manny is still fighting is because Manny's on a hot streak. Floyd comes back for these little mediocre couple of $1 million exhibition fights, if you want to call them that. It's glorified sparring sessions is what it is. But he's considering starting the talks for a rematch in this fight, because obviously everybody that knows boxing knows Manny actually beat Floyd the first time. But Floyd wants to do it in Saudi Arabia. So now it seems like everybody is falling in love with Saudi. You want to know why that is? Money. The mullahs there have more money than Vegas, more money than LA, more money than New York, more money than Mexico, more money than Canada, more money than the UK, all freaking combined. And that's just the way it is. I mean, look at those numbers. Manny, every possible thing you look at is better than Floyd. Except in the money-making department. That's the only difference. It depends where you want to go. Anyways, an offshoot of all this, because boxing is like, you know, a family in the South, all interconnected now. Tyson Fury announced that his rematch with Deontay Wilder is now being pushed back to February 22nd of 2020 in lovely Las Vegas's MGM Grand. What does this mean? This means that the fact of the matter is any possible unification of the heavyweight strap, you're now looking at end of 2020, probably 2021, maybe 2022. And by the time that rolls around, these guys will be starting their slide down. That's what all that means. If you don't strike when the iron is hot, you lose out. And it's not just in boxing, but that's the case in wrestling. That's the case in MMA, as we're going to talk about in a few minutes. You know? And Tyson said that the only reason why right now he's lined up to fight Wallin is because Pulev and Povetkin both turned down fights with him. And I'm not calling him a liar. I can't see Pulev turning the fight down. I mean, he's the IBF mandatory. He's going to have to fight either a red hot Andy Ruiz or a returning to red hotness Anthony Joshua. It's mind-boggling to me. I don't understand how he would actually turn down that fight, because fighting the lineal champ means the same amount, and eventually you'd have to fight the AJ Ruiz winner anyways. And now we're letting second tier heavyweights mesh into the top tier. Because look, the top tier is AJ Wilder and Fury. The Povetchkins, the Poulins, the Ruizes, the Ortizes, the Rivases, all those guys are that next level down. And there isn't a big step, it's a tiny step down. But they're now all meshing together. And it's not really good. It would be a better world to have the top tier, the second level, the third level, and so on down the line. Let's see. Okay, you know what? I say you guys share the show. Okay? Don't be a meanie, Frankie Love. Share the show. I need you guys, really, to go to Psyche Prods on Facebook. Enter a raffle, because I have prizes left and right that I'm giving away. I'm even sending a prize that a now enemy of mine won, because I'm a good guy. I say I'm giving prizes to winners, and that's what I do. Okay? I always am a man of my word. And when I say something, you damn well better believe it. I keep my word. All the prizes are getting shipped tomorrow morning. Check out Effective Aggression. And when we come back, it's MMA.
Hi, I'm Jim Miller.
This is Dan Merigliano.
I'm Derek Munson.
I'm Nick the Carney Lentz, and you're locked into the cage with Cyclone.
All right, so before we talk about the in the cage stuff, let's talk just a split second, 2 quick notes about stuff outside the cage. And it involves Hollywood. And technically one of them involves a wrestler / MMA fighter. Kinda. Ronda Rousey has been cast as a recurring role on Fox's hit TV show, 911. Now look, Well, you know what, Bernie Joseph Green? You want a cane? You go to effectiveaggression.com and you get a Cain Velasquez signed glove. That's where you could get a Cain Velasquez. Anyways, and in a way, it kind of involves Cain on this. Good thing you kind of brought that up, as you mentioned right now. So Rhonda gets cast as a recurring role on 911. Cain Velasquez is saying that he is staying in the world of professional wrestling. Now look, he still has 3 more fights on his UFC deal. So I don't know if the UFC is going to let him out of his contract. I don't know if they are going to just release him. I don't know if they are going to let him do the wrestling and the MMA at the same time. I mean, we all know Cain Velasquez is a walking emergency room. Not as bad as I am, because, you know, I'm the GOAT of emergencies and medical issues, but Cain's up there with me. Cain's close. Cain is like second level compared to me. I'm the GOAT. But Francis Ngannou was cast in Fast and Furious 9. Now look, here's the thing. And you can look back at when Rhonda was cast in The Expendables. You could look back when some other fighters have been cast in TV shows and movies. They become human. And what do I mean by that? It messes with their legacy in the ring, in the cage, in the octagon. Once you deal with the outside world, especially the world of entertainment, there's a shift in how you are. What did Mickey tell Rocky? The worst thing that could have happened to a boxer happened to you. You became civilized. That's what it is. These fighters, these athletes have to stay in a mode nonstop to be at a top level. Once they become civilized, once they come to the outside world, outside that fighter bubble, they see that the world is really different than what they're dealing with. And that's just the facts, Jack. It's the way it is. So now you have to wonder, look, Francis Ngannou had his issues on the ground. We all know his stand-up is bar none some of the best. Exactly. Well, Chuck did most of his acting later on. Randy pretty much was retired when he got into acting. But it leads you to believe if Francis is now going to start acting, look, he has the look that Hollywood likes. He could technically be one of the next action heroes. I could very easily see him get cast in a Marvel comic movie. Does he say, you know what? I don't need to make $50,000 to get punched in the face and kicked in the nutsack when I can have some, stunt double do it for me, and I don't have to take the hits, and I get paid quadruple that amount. You have to wonder if that's going to be where Francis goes. We all know the Conor McGregor situation. Conor's made his money, and he's now parlaying it in other ways, and then, giving it away because of legal issues. But you can't blame Conor. If Conor never fights again, you can't blame him. Okay? He doesn't need to fight. He made $100 million against Floyd. He's making money on the whiskey, whether you like Proper 12 or not. He has a clothing line. Okay? Whether you like it or not, he's making his money. Now, yeah, like I said, he's giving it away because of stupidity, but you don't know. The mind is a very interesting situation. I will say an interesting situation was that 243 press conference in Australia. I don't know if you guys saw it, but man, that crowd was all over Israel Adesanya. They tore him up. And look, UFC security started kicking people out, and give Adesanya credit. Israel said, no. Let those guys stay there. Interesting situation. And it'll tie into what happened this past weekend, because I'm going to talk Yoel and Paulo Costa now. No Rudy Asher. It's a great whiskey. Even though I'm a Jim Beam Devil's Cut guy myself, Proper 12 is fantastic. Sup, coo. Sup. Anyways, look, the war between Paulo Costa and Yoel Romero, you have to understand, Yoel Romero's usually, 9 times out of 10, the bigger guy. The shots he threw at Paulo Costa, and the fact that Costa kept on coming. This guy's a freak of nature. Yeah, I know the rumors, roids, PDs, dick pills, whatever he's on, he's cheating. I don't know. He is one person who I can say, I don't know. I don't ever believe that Yoel cheated. Paulo Costa, I don't know. I can see the argument of him cheating, and I can see the defender saying no, he's not. But look, what Paulo Costa, here's the thing. Yoel pieced him up in the 3rd round. No, you cannot argue. That is a hard fact. 1st round was Costa's. The 2nd round, you could go either way. Personally, I gave it to Yoel. The 3rd round, Yoel, even though I don't like the showboating, and quite frankly, they both showboated a lot, the fact of the matter is, Costa kept coming, and no matter what Yoel hit him with. And the majority of the people, Yoel would have flatlined. Costa kept coming. I don't know if Robert Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles, the Reaper, can do that to Paulo Costa. And what does Robert Whittaker be thinking right now? I just went 10 rounds with Yoel Romero. I had to fight guys like Jacare. I had to fight this guy. I had to fight that guy. And now I'm going to have to fight Israel Adesanya, this fast as hell mother effer. And now right after, if I get past him, now this freak of a monster is waiting for me next. I don't want to be Robert Whittaker. That's a scary thought for him. Because he's not catching a break at all. Now look, Paulo Costa, it showed the cardio isn't all there because he got tired so fast. I don't know what he's going to do about that, but when he challenges, no matter who it is, whether it is Whittaker or if it's Adesanya, is going to have to improve, especially if it's Adesanya, because I can see Israel going pop, move, kick, move. Hit, don't be hit. That's the way it normally goes. It's going to be interesting. It's really, really going to be interesting. Now, look, I want to read this verbatimly because this past weekend a lot of people got into it with me. There is something in the United States of America where we all are right now, except those of you not in the U.S. watching this, something called the Clean Air Act. And this is what the Clean Air Act is. Susan Walker, I want you to pay close attention to this. Okay, the Clean Air Act is a United States federal law designed to control air pollution on a national level. It is one of the United States' first and most influential modern environmental laws and is one of the most comprehensive air quality laws in the world. That is from Wikipedia. A little shout out to them for what the Clean Air Act is. What Nate Diaz did, lighting up, and I get it, everybody loves CBD. Everybody loves smoking. Everybody loves a gangster. Taking in an indoor public area, lighting up and smoking is breaking the U.S. Clean Air Act. He could have been popped for it. He should have been popped for it. And if I was a police officer in that building, I would have locked his ass up. I would have put them silver bracelets on him and hauled him out. Quite frankly, because look, what you do in your own house, you can smoke. You can light your arm on fire if you want in your own house. Doesn't matter. What you do in a public domain in the U.S. does not fly. You cannot light a cigarette. You cannot light a cigar. You cannot light up anything. You can't light up a Christmas freaking tree. Okay? Anything I say, Rudy, goes. So there. I just needed to get that off my chest because it's been on my chest since Friday afternoon. And many of you out there know why. I'm not going to get into it. There I will have some decorum. But Nate should have been clipped. Now, is Nate now a level of a high superstar? No, he's not. Is Nate Diaz a crossover star? No, he never will be that. Is Nate Diaz red hot? Absolutely. That he is. He is red hot. That's why he's able to call his shots. Okay. Does the Masvidal fight happen? I don't know. I think it should. And it's not hard to guess why and who I'm going to be rooting for. Really simple to figure that one out. Look, Nate always wondered why Conor got his, why Pettis was on the Wheaties box, why Ronda did this, why that one did that. You can't point fingers in life, people. You can't say, he's doing this, why can't I? He's doing that, you're doing this one's doing that. No, stay in your lane, okay? Do not compare yourself to anyone else. And here's another thing I got for you, you guys that love the Diaz boys. It has nothing to do with the fact that other fighters might be quote unquote no, Dennis, and I'm about to get into that. He was never held back. Okay. And other fighters are in goody two shoes. Okay. Plenty of fighters out there have the outside bad track record and still cross over. Why? Because when it comes down to it, they are professionals on a professional level. Okay? As a member of the media, the fact of the matter is, I don't care if a lot of fellow journalists don't mind him blowing off media day. Guess what? All of us in the media, we have a job to do. You don't come do your job, there is not a day in hell I am ever going to pull for you if you stop me from doing my job. And by not showing up to media day, guess what? It's the same thing with Ron. It's the same hell I gave Ronda Rousey when she pulled the stunt. You show up. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care how exhausted you are. You have an obligation to come do media day. You do it. Listen, you don't like doing it? Hell, look, I'm no fan of Marshawn Lynch, but you know what? You just sit there and go, I'm only here so I don't get fined. Someone asks you a question? I'm only here because I don't get fined. I'm only here. You? Oh, I'm only here because I don't want to get fined. You? Oh, I don't want to get fined. Just do that. I don't care. Just show the hell up. Oh, boy. See, Nate, talking Diaz boys, man, it just... It's not a tea, Brian Horan. It's cranberry, raspberry. They're fruits, so it's a healthy Snapple. Because cranberries are fruits and so is raspberries. Now, as far as the main event is concerned, before I get to the main event, Corey Sandhagen, holy smokes, the bantamweight division just found another short list challenger for Henry Cejudo. Corey Sandhagen, man. Corey needs to rocket up the rankings. I don't know where he is yet. Rankings come out tomorrow. But damn, Corey Sandhagen is improving exponentially over a short period of time. And that's great to see. I do want to mention this real quick. A lot of you guys say, okay, Paul Acosta against Israel, Whitaker, Nate against Masvidal. The medical suspensions came out today, and there are, and I'm going to count this live right now with you folks. Okay. We have DC on a 45-day suspension, Nate on a 60, Anthony Pettis on a 180, Paul Acosta on a 180, Yoel Romero on a 180, Sodiq Youssef on a 180, Gabriel Benitez on a 180, Derek Brunson on a 180, Shayna Dobson on a 180. See where I'm getting at? There are now 7 fighters that had, technically speaking, fights lined up for really soon that can't come back till at best February of 2020. So this quick turnaround stuff, in the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, ain't happening. So now you have to think, much like the situation in the heavyweights with boxing, further down the line. End of 2020. 2021. And by the time that rolls around, is it worth it to have those fights? It's a question that you're all going to have to think about. No, you know what? Look, I know you don't like Conor. I know most of you out there don't like Conor. But the fact of the matter is, Conor moves the needle, and he's a professional. And he speaks well. Now look, we all give Jose Aldo a lot of crap because he's been in the States for a long time. Well, not really. He's in Brazil, but the refusal of Jose Aldo to learn English. If Nate does actually have like a learning disability, and to my knowledge and to anybody else's knowledge, I don't think he does. Get yourself to somebody that can teach you how to speak properly. That's all you have to do. speak properly, be professional, don't whine and complain. This one, that one. And then you don't have the issues. But as far as DC Stipe is concerned, look, Stipe now can easily turn the Peruvial door around. Just turn the whole room around on DC. Because remember, DC said, I beat him clean. He doesn't deserve a rematch. Stipe can absolutely now say that, and with merit, mind you. I TKO'd his ass. He doesn't deserve a rematch. Because quite frankly, I do not want to see John fight DC right now. Because I don't want Daniel Cormier, who I actually like, to leave the octagon like Apollo Creed against Ivan Drago. I don't want to see that. Okay. And quite frankly, I don't want DC to leave his career on a 2-fight losing streak. And that's fighting John at light heavyweight or heavyweight. I don't want to see it. Doesn't need to happen. But Stipe has a situation on his hands. Does he go after Stipe and just end DC's career on a miserable note? Because let's face it, momentum is completely on Stipe's side. Okay, especially since now everybody should know DC's weakness is to go to the body. Yeah, he can do that. He could do the Ngannou if Ngannou has it in his heart to fight and not worry so much about Fast and the Furious Part 9. See what I meant by someone going Hollywood? Especially someone on the precipice of challenging for a belt. Maybe Kane against Stipe. Maybe JDS against Stipe again. Maybe one of those. I don't know. But guys, it's almost that time to wrap up. So here's what you're going to do. You are going to click share. Each and every one of you right now. You're going to do it because I'm asking nicely. Okay? And I could ask not nicely, and you don't want that. So nicely I ask. Click share. Don't worry about Kane, Bernard, Joseph Green. Just click share. Check out CycloneComedy.com. Check out Psyche Prods on Facebook. Enter a raffle that we're about to do in a few minutes. Check out EffectiveAggression.com. And when we come back, it's game time.
I'm Dennis Bermudez. Hi, I'm a creepy Ian McCall.
Yo, I'm Kelvin Gastelum.
This is Mark Goldberg.
Yo, I'm the world's most dangerous man, Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock, and you're getting tapped out in the cage with Cyclone.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Okie dokie. So we have a whole sleeves plethora of birthdays today. Jake Matthews is 25. Turning 30 is Juliana Pena and Krzysztof Jotko. 31 years old, just a year older, is Gina Mazzana. At the ripe old age of 33, we have Ashley Nichols and somebody that lives about 7 miles, actually that way. Boom! Brian Kelleher is 33 today. And old man himself, 37 years old, the hashtag and new heavyweight champion, 37 years old, Stipe Miocic. So his wife is probably double helping him out. You know, his birthday and winning the belt back. A double reward from the wifey poo. I don't know. Maybe in 9 months there'll be another kid and you could figure out when. But I'm not going to get into that because that's going to get me in a whole bunch of trouble. By the way, Bernie Joseph Green. I don't know if you heard earlier today, but Kane has announced that he's staying in wrestling. So I don't know. Maybe Kane against Brock in the world of the WWE. But I don't know. Anyways. Now for everybody's favorite part as we start to wrap this shindig up. Let's give away a prize in a raffle. Alrighty, so we have 7 questions this week. And the first one comes from Rudy Asher. What is your top 3 list of MMA fighters of all time? Fedor GSPDC? I mean, my personal favorites, of all time is, Chuck Liddell, Tank Abbott, and Dominic Cruz. But I think the best 3 of all time, like the 3 GOATs, would be Fedor, GSP, and DC. Despite what happened this past weekend. Question number 2 comes from Jason Hatcher. What's next for DC? Retirement, or John 3, or Stipe 3? I think retirement. Well, you know what, Jason? I would prefer him retiring. But maybe to Stipe. I don't know. Guys, we're going to have to fly through this stuff now. Question number 3 comes from John James. Frank Trigg seems to be doing more important fights. What fighters do you think will one day be good referees? I don't know, like a Wonderboy Thompson, Joseph Benavides, guys like that, guys that know the inside stuff. I would like to see ref one day. Question number 4 comes from the nosy and constant Bernard Joseph Green. What do you think about the Romero fight? Lots of booing about the decision. Because fans are fickle as 13-year-old girls, Bernie. That's why. End of story. Question number 5. Brandon May, has Stipe proved he is the best heavyweight of all time yet? No, it's Fedor. Fedor and DC are still 1-2. Okay, maybe Kane would be 3. Stipe's top 5, but not number 1. Okay. Question number 6, Kenny Hodgkins. Does Paulo Costa get a title shot next? He has to. He has to, but he's on a 6-month vacation. So I would imagine so, but it's going to be a while. Question number 7, Susan Walker. If Diaz Masvidal happens, who do you think wins and how? Who do you think I'm picking? Jorge Masvidal. Okay? How? Masvidal has a lot of ways to beat you. He could knock you out and he could take you out on the ground. And now let's see who wins this thing, huh? The winner of this week's raffle is number 1, Rudy Asher. Congratulations, sir. You win. I will give you your prize when I see you. Okay, guys, listen. The Newman Show is next because Dennis Newman is in the building. I can hear him because I got big ears. And I return in 7 days. Until then, just because you guys are not athletes doesn't mean any of you cannot be athletic supporters. Bye-bye.